Welcome. Can you say welcome? That's how you say welcome in Dutch, spoken in Belgium, along with French and German. Welcome to Patrika's Little Star Cafe. Facts that are fast, fun, and keep you happy. Today is Monday, September 24th, 2018, and here are today's matters for chatter. Number 1. This past weekend was the equinox. September 22nd is known as the autumnal equinox, and the vernal or spring equinox takes place in March. Equinox means equal day and equal night. That's mostly true for those living closer to the equator, though. People closer to the poles have to deal with much longer days and even long nights. But spring or autumn depends on which hemisphere you are in. When it's the start of the fall in New York, for instance, it's the end of the snowy winter days in Australia and the beginning of spring. How cool is that? Number 2. Japanese space agencies are ready to unleash 2 space robots on the surface of the asteroid Ryugu. The Hayabusa 2 spacecraft reached the asteroid in June after 3.5 years of travel. If the rover successfully lands on the asteroid, they can be the first on the surface of the asteroids. Asteroids are leftovers from the beginning of the solar system, and researching them can tell us a lot about the origins of our solar system. Fascinating. Number 3. How many of you like Tintin? Well, he's a famous comic character in a series by Hergé. Hergé's real name was Georges Remy. And back when he was a student in Belgium, he painted the walls of his building with characters and Native Americans and even a map of Belgium. Now that building is no longer in use and in bad state. When talks to bring down the building came up, many people protested. They argued that these murals or paintings on the walls were the first graphical evidence of Hergé and the only known wall paintings by him. Considering his worldwide popularity and contribution to comic art, it's worth preserving the building just for that. Imagine bringing down a building where Michelangelo or Da Vinci first made their painting. Maybe they can turn the building into a museum or a tourist recreational center? And now for today's mega matter. Mexico's president-elect has decided that he will not use the fancy presidential plane. The plane was ordered a few years ago and was at that time the fanciest, most technologically advanced presidential aircraft in the world. But the president-elect says that he feels guilty spending so much money on the maintenance of a special aircraft for his personal convenience when the rest of the country is suffering in poverty. While that's very thoughtful, many people are arguing that his time is precious, and for him to achieve a lot, he needs to reach from place to place efficiently, unlike the last time he was flying a local airline and got stuck at the airport runway for a few hours. That's a lot of precious working hours for a president. What would you do if you were in his position? Today's word of the day is zenith. That's the highest point above. It's the opposite of nadir. And finally, for today's quote of the day, be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. Thank you for listening, and do send us your questions and comments via WhatsApp, or you can email us at diptyanti@gmail.com. Take care, lots of love, Dipti Auntie. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, do you know how loved you are?